7 money lessons you need to learn by the time you're 30 years or earlier. By the time you're 30 ndo tunasemanga sasa wewe ni mtu mkubwa, you should be able to make informed decision. Hi billionaires, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mary Margaret. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And if you are here for the very first time, karibu sana and welcome. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, share with your friends, and yeah, let's learn together. Now, there are mistakes we make before we are 30 that we cannot afford to make them when we are past 30. It is even much more better if you'd learn from other people. It gives you the advantage of time. I'm glad that I'm taking advantage of time because I'm learning from other people. I have not yet hit there, so I am learning from other people, and that one has really helped me over the years. All right, so rule number 1 that you need to know and take charge of. Number 1, pay yourself first. Paying yourself does not mean buying a pair of shoes for yourself, buying nice things for yourself. No. Paying yourself first is setting aside an amount that will be working for you. I like asking my clients who tell me they don't have any savings plan, or people I sit with, nikiwauliza where you put in your money, they tell me in the bank current account. I like asking them. So this is like to say, when you're sleeping at night, there's no money that is coming in, like there's no income, lazima ukwe pahali so that you have an income. Wow, very nice. So paying yourself is setting aside something. You can have a money market, you can have a SACCO. I know SACCO is not an investment, but somewhere I highly advocate for because of loan. But remember, it gives you dividend. So you can have an insurance policy 100%. You can have bonds. You could even invest in SIB or Mansa X and everything. This will give you passive income. You don't need to lift your finger to be able to earn from an insurance company. You only need to set aside something. So that is what we refer to as paying yourself. Okay, so save first, then spend. That is what it means by pay yourself first. Number 2, have an emergency fund. By the time you are 30, you know things will not always go your way. Okay, sometimes unapanga hivi lakini Mwenyezi Mungu amepanga hivi. Of course mipango yake ndo the best, but sometimes it needs to find you ready. All right, so you could lose your job along the way. Something could happen. You could have your child join school, like myself, and then your life will totally change. I mean, you know. So how much is enough for an emergency, for an emergency fund? I know people have got different opinions, but according to me, I think 6 times your monthly expenses should be able to sustain you in case you lose your job. Like, you can be comfortable for 6 months. You can even do better. You can get yourself to 12 times your monthly expenses. What am I referring to monthly expenses? These are things you pay for every month: rent, transport, food, bills, school fees, maybe black tax, maybe immediate loans. I mean, you know, insurance policies, they should not stop because you're maybe not working or something. I know this is the case most of the times, and I know there are remedies for that. But how about you take care of that mapema? All right, so rule number 2 is have an emergency fund. Rule number 3, budget your money. Oh, budgeting is telling your money where to go as compared to where the money went. Okay, so how do you tell your money where to go? Na budgeting si kuandika list of items against their prices. Like rent ni 25,000, food ni 30k. No, that is not budgeting. No. Budgeting is saying 50% of my money will go to this, 30% will go here, 10% will go here, another 10% will go here. if you ask me, I highly recommend the 50-30-20 budget rule, where 50% of your money goes to your needs, 30% may go to your wants, 20% should strictly go to your savings. Somebody will ask me, a Christian like me will ask me, Mary Margaret, kwani hatufai kutithe? We can also work with 15, 20, 20, 10. 50, 20, 20, 10 is 50% should go to your needs and immediate debts. 20% may go to your entertainment. By there, be very intentional about things that makes you happy. We are not practicing life, and this is the youngest you ever be, all right? And 20% should strictly go to your saving. If there's anything I say you should not even argue about or begin to think, is the saving. The paying yourself first. The amount you set aside is what will determine if you're going to achieve that goal that you want or not, all right? And 10%, of course, definitely goes back to our Father in heaven through his people here on earth that he's put in our lives to give us spiritual nourishment. I'll not talk about that so much because that is not my department, all right? Number three was budgeting your money. Number 4, in this one, I know it affects a lot of people. Avoid high interest rates. If you can be able to access a loan of 1% per month, go for it. If you can be able to access, that is about 12% per annum. Below 15% and below 15% is good per annum. Or any other that is on reducing balance. You know what reducing balance means? It means, for example, if you had borrowed 100k and you're being charged 1% per month, you'll be charged 1% for out of 100k for that month. On month 2, for example, let's assume you paid 50k, you'll be charged 1% of the remaining money of 50,000, not of the principal. And I know the other way, the opposite is also true when it comes to the bank. So avoid high interest rate. By this I mean online applications. You know them, I don't need to mention them, because interest rate in a bit of 5% per month, it's very high bwana. It is very, very high. The only interest rate inakubaliwa kupita 5% per month is if you're doing table banking, and that is only, I'm only saying that because you could be part of those who benefit at the end of the year from what? From the dividend of that same table banking group or chama. If it is a chama that later in the year mtagawana hiyo, that one I can give an exception, but not online application. Una borrow 100,000 minor on an application. How much do you think is the interest by the time you finish? It is a lot of money. So avoid high interest loans. In this case, I highly recommend Sacco loan and policy loan. Policy loan unapata ni 16% on reducing balance. In that case, unapata kulipa very fast. It inakuwa na interest kidogo, all right? Number 5, save for retirement. I don't know how much I can emphasize this, but we all don't want to die early. If I'm asked, I'd ask God to bless me the way he has blessed Charles Jonjo, who just turned 101 years. I've always said 100, but upon seeing Charles Jonjo turn 101, I think I want 101 or more. That guy is strong. Commercial break in Maisha. He said his secret is honey, I think beer, and something. I think it's goat meat. Yes. And I am thinking, hey, beer. Oh. But honey, I have always had honey in my house. But me, I think it's the way we are raised. We think it's for kids when they're drinking medicine, because we were raised taking honey while taking medicine, and bread on bread. And nowadays, of course, nimeenda a step notch higher than my mom. I give my children not a spoonful, that one would disgust them, but maybe half or even a quarter spoon, or half the teaspoon of honey. But I have never thought about myself. but now from Charles Jonjo, I know it is important to do that. Anyway, my point is, plan for retirement. How much is enough? If as much as you can, but at least set aside 5 to 10% of your income towards your retirement. I know you know somebody where you live in your community, or where you come from, or just you've met someone in this Nairobi in their old age struggling to feed themselves. And I'm saying, working as a watchman mahali, I know somebody somewhere who used to be our watchman before I moved from that place. Anaitagwa Babu hiyo area, because of his age. This is not something you want for yourself, and it's okay. Babu is strong. I know he's almost 80, but we thank God he's strong. But why is he still working at that age as a watchman? All right. I've also met another woman. That time I used to have a shop in town. Gosh, that woman would walk when she's bending. That explains her age. And she used to sell for us tropical sweets and other kinds of sweet, of course, but that was because she needed to feed herself and sustain herself. Is that what you want for yourself? How many examples do you need to see so that you can begin planning for retirement? Do not think because you're below 30 it is too early for you to plan for retirement. No, actually you're supposed to start planning for your retirement as soon as you get your first job. Okay, that one will give you another, again, advantage of time. That one will allow you to set aside small amount. But if you are 30 and above, please do not set small amount, because we are talking about maybe another 30 years of planning for retirement, or 20 or 25. Now maybe even if you retire at 60, God could bless you up to 90. So usione kama you have a lot of time. If you're in your 40s, do not have a retirement plan, please do not even finish this video without saying I need a retirement plan. Yes, comment like that, I need a retirement plan. Because who told you that your children will take care of you? Who told you your kids will take I like giving stories, real life stories. Jana, I was in the office, so we started talking about nannies, and one guy told us, mi niliuliza nani wangu, how much do you send at home? Akasema 2,000, sometimes 1,000, sometimes I don't, and maybe 5,000, but rarely, unless something happened. That time I'd consider 5k. All right, so si ati anatumanga all the time, but kuna time anaweza consider 5,000. Akamuuliza, sasa hivyo venye unatumanga pesa hivyo home, those are the same kids you expect to take care of your retirement? By the way, let me tell you, our generation, sisi, we are the last people to take care of our parents, fully take care of our parents. By God's grace, I am blessed to have, my parents are not very old, and they are both working. So you see people like us, let me just say we are lucky, and I thank God for that. But will they be young forever? No. So, but luckily, because I'm in this field, I have forced them to take plans, so that I tell them, if I send you like 4k every month, sometimes I send you 10k, sometimes I send you 1,000, will that be sufficient the whole month? Even if I send you 10k, maybe juu ya kuassume wamelima, but watakuwa na hiyo nguvu hata hiyo time? Hapana. So that is how my colleague ended up selling a policy to their nanny, because she's not young also. So yeah, that was, I think, nimeenda sana mpaka, that was my point about retirement. Please plan early. And we say prayer planning is finish. Yes. Number 6, split your bonuses wisely. This one I need to repeat to myself. Mary Margaret, split your bonus wisely. What do I mean? You have annual dividends that you earn. I don't know how much it is, but don't spend all of it. You have annual bonuses. Hey, kwanza hii mwaka, I wish I applied this Sometimes when we are preaching, we also preach to ourselves. But this is something I'm working on as well as a person. So when I received my bonus, I had really desired joining a particular investment plan that requires a lump sum, which I had. From what they needed from me, sikuwa na 4,000. It was quite a lump sum, and 4,000 was little money kabisa. Akaniambia, madam, ukikatu hapo chini huwezi kosa 4K. That was very true, because if I would have looked around even in my money market, maybe I would have withdrawn the 4K. So nikazunguka huko, kwa hiyo hapo tu kwa ofisi yao, kamwambia give me some minute, give me a minute, nini. I ended up asking her to give me the forms. Mimi si ndio hivyo, nikaenda nikajipea shughuli. Ile 4,000 hata sikutoa, siku withdraw. Nikaanza story, nikasema ila msamacha ni deposit money market. Nini. It's fine. This money market is something I highly recommend, but if umeenda money market, you can also consider other platforms, because it's good to spread your wings. Okay. Eventually sikuweka hiyo pesa yote money market. I put a big chunk in money market, but the rest, I don't know how I ate 70,000 in 2 weeks. Hata acha niseme in 1 month, because that was not even my salary. Yani, when I look in my M-Pesa yenyewe naona sikunyang'anywa hii pesa na mtu. Nataka kuvalidate, I want to justify myself and say, at least I did this. Yani, I even wish I paid off some debts. But this is how things are supposed to be done, and this is how me as Mary Margaret will do next year when I receive my bonus. And at least for the dividend that I receive, I use that formula, and this is what I want to be doing, because I think I'm also going to receive another kidogo dividend, but only kidogo from another circle. It's a housing circle, so it doesn't give much of dividend, but at least I applied that for my dividend, and I'm happy about it. Divide your dividend into 1/3. You can spend anyhow you want. 1/3, even when you spend half amount, balaya 1/3. 1/3, spend it on your fund. 1/3, push it in your retirement. Retirement, ongezea kwa retirement plan yako. 1/3, pay off debts. If you can do 1/3 debt, 1/3 retirement, and 1/3 fund, you'll be a happy soul inside. Have you ever felt a certain type of joy because you started an insurance policy and you've paid? Unasikia joy fulani, yani niko sako nimeweka hido yote. Kudos to me. You know, split your bonuses wisely. That is number 6. And number 7, and the last one, save your raises. Tuko April, na April nguisha imeisha. Niseme tuko May, na ni mnaongezwa mshahara. Corporate buddies, I know you're getting a salary raise this month, or you will anyway before the end of the year. Can you save your raise? You're already used to living 100,000 income kwa mshahara 100K. Umezoea kuishi kwa mshahara 50K. Umezoea kuishi kwa mshahara ya 200,000. Can things remain the same? Stop raising your standard of living when you get your salary raise. Instead, raise your saving. For example, tuseme umepata raise ya tuseme 10%, which is 20K or 10,000. You must not save the whole amount. But how about you save the bigger chunk? How about you save 6K? How about you save 7,000? 3K you can raise. I mean, unaweza fanya vitu zako huko nje. Save your raises. There are so many money rules that you need to understand. But having analyzed several, I think if you would work on these 7, number 1 tulisema, pay yourself first. Number 2 tukasema, have an emergency fund. And number 3, we said, budget your money. Use the 50-30-20 budget rule, or the 50-20-20 budget rule. Number 4 tukasema, avoid high interest loans. Number 5, plan for your retirement. Number 6, split your bonuses wisely. And number 7, save your raises. I know you could have a question. Please comment down below or DM me on Instagram. I'm Mary Margaret, or Facebook. I'm Mary Margaret also. Instagram, TikTok, I'm Mary Margaret. Mary, your financial advisor. We can sit down and do a complete session, financial consultation session. I'll be able to take you through different platforms where you could save your money or invest your money. I can speak to you about money market, or you can scroll down below. We have done that. I've done that video before. Let's have a candid conversation. Wewe ni mtu mkubwa sasa. Let's have a candid conversation about or around money. Money have got one language. Save me today, I will save you tomorrow. It was nice speaking to you. Thank you for watching to this end, and until next time, have a great day.